ready to fucking die. Let's get reacting. Oh my god. Reacting. Oh my god, I'm such a fucking idiot. Reviewing! I apologize. Should I start doing reaction videos? Well, I do reaction videos, but should I do like reactions to movies? It's going to be a little tricky to do it if you guys say yes in the comments because I don't know a lot of copyright stuff. So I'm still kind of learning about what's fair use and what's not. So it would be very hard to make one of those videos. But the first movie I'd react to is Friday the 13th for sure. I'd have to blur a lot of shit though, honestly. Anyway, today's such an important video to me, guys. I fucking love this franchise so much. It's unreal how much I love it. And I'm just going to put that on Wolverine's head. Okay, never mind. Put it on Spidey's head here. Yeah, that looks cool. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite franchises. It's part 2, part 3 will be coming out later today. Maybe the rest. I have to get this done before tomorrow, all the movies, because I'm seeing Wicked for Good tomorrow, and I just want these out of the way. So you're going to get a fucking movie marathon. So, why this is such an important video to me is because I have not reviewed these movies before, and I have no idea why. And this is one of my favorite franchises. Now, these movies are awful, yes, but they're so bad, they're so good. And the reason why I say that is because the reason why these movies get carried is because of the main fucking man himself, Jason Voorhees, one of my all-time favorite characters of all time. He's up there with Darth Vader to me. Just such a cool, yeah. I'd love to meet Kane Hodder in person, like actually talk to him. I did see him at an event in Manitowoc. If you guys want to check out that video, that was like years ago though. Holy crap, it was like $60 to take a picture. I was just happy to see the guy, even though I didn't get to talk to him or anything. I don't think I could have got him on camera either, but he did go to that event, and he was a lot shorter than I expected. Maybe he was like a stunt double. Who fucking knows? And they were just ripping people off. I don't know, but I mean, who gets to say they got to meet, you know, Kane Hodder? Well, briefly. Anyway, Friday the 13th, the first movie. Now, I'll get out of the way. If I didn't know about Jason Voorhees before watching this movie, I would tune out of this franchise right away. Because this first movie is not good. Don't get me wrong, it is a cult classic, and I still like this movie. It's just not that great. I rewatched it multiple times, and every time I watch through it, I like it a little less. And it's probably the only time where I like a remake better than the original. That's the 2009 Friday the 13th movie. And I do think it's better than this one. Yeah, guys, this movie is just fucking slow overall. It's the end that carries the whole movie, and did it pay off in my opinion? Yeah. It was a fun little twist, too. I didn't expect what happened at the end. If you guys don't want to get spoiled, spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. Jason's not the killer in here. It is his mom. And they marketed this as the scariest movie of all time. And at the time, Halloween was already out and stuff like that. So they basically fucking didn't even know how scary or how it was going to sit with audiences at the time. But what do you know? This was an absolute fucking hit back in the day. I mean, this was insanely popular. And Jason wasn't even the killer. And it was horrifying for people back in the day. I would argue that Halloween is definitely more scarier than this and intense. And that movie's also really, really slow at first. But I feel like it builds up a lot better than this one. This is kind of just a schlocky, campy movie. I mean, you get fun characters. Don't get me wrong. Some of the characters are just weird and creepy, though. I don't know. They're always like that in this franchise. I'd say this is probably the best group of characters you get in the franchise, to be fucking honest. Because those later sequels, oh my god, wow, characters just get really bad. Um, so yeah, I mean, you follow the main character, the Luke Skywalker clone. I'm sorry, that's what I call her, Luke Skywalker. She just looks so much like, I can't believe they didn't fucking notice that, or maybe it was an intentional thing. I don't know. Um, but yeah, you usually just follow her the whole movie, and yeah, there's scenes where like you get the origin of Jason, but then towards the end of the movie, it's like revealed that um, he's not the killer, and it was his mom, and they give this mom an origin story, and I think for the amount of screen time she was in, I think that she did a pretty good job. Betsy Palmer, she read this apparently and said that is the worst fucking script I've ever read it. And she even in interviews, like I've watched interviews, and she said it in front of the director. It's fucking insane. She did this to get a check. I think she actually turned down this movie. And then she needed a truck or whatever, and she literally went back to the director and said, fuck it, I'll do it. Whatever, I want the truck, so give me my check. It's so ridiculous. Um, yeah, this movie's just slocky fun. It is a little slower, but towards the end, it gets into this mystery of who the killer is. You're thinking the whole time it's Jason, but then when that twist comes, you're like, if you don't know or not familiar with this franchise, and you know who Jason Voorhees is, you're gonna be like, oh shit, oh he's not the killer in the first. I can see people genuinely till this day not predicting what this end is gonna be. So because people are so, Jason's so iconic, where people perceive him as the main killer in all these movies. So I think it's a cool twist, and I think the twist kind of pays off in here. The fight at the end was pretty cool. I was on the edge of my seat. The kills, although not that graphic, they're still pretty good for its time, and they get way fucking better as they go on. So, but although this is a pretty slow movie, it's definitely like a 6 out of 10 to me. I still have a special place in my heart because this was the movie that basically started Jason Voorhees' legacy. And it could have been a better legacy film, let's say like that. But it was just the beginning. They didn't know that this was going to be so fucking popular that a year later they'd fucking make a sequel. So, which the sequel is miles better in my opinion. So I'll be reviewing that later today. But I don't want to give this to Golden TV because I think at the beginning it's just too slow for me. So I'm going to have to give this a bronze TV. Great nostalgic film for me. Has a special place in my heart, but I gotta critique it for its critiques, and it's just very slow at the beginning, and the characters are a little off, and some of them are good to follow. Otherwise, pretty good twist, pretty good movie overall, but just not as good as you'd think for a beginner of a franchise, because in my opinion, this is probably one of the weaker Friday the 13th. I know, come at me at the comments. But I'm serious, guys. I mean, the beginning is just so slow for me. Yeah. And I just didn't like how they killed that real fucking snake. They killed a real snake. That was sad. Anyway, guys, that's Friday the 13th, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.